Hey folks, sitting here in my study, I started thinking about something that crosses my mind actually more and more frequently these days, considering what's going on in the world, what's going on in America, what's going on politically. And that is the parallels between the rise and fall of the Roman Empire and the decline of America, the decline of the United States, politically, socially, economically, et cetera, et cetera. So we know what the history books have said, what all the studies have over the years, actually over the centuries, have come up with about the reasons why and what those parallels might be if we reflect on it. So now I ask the new world mind that's emerging, that is AI, artificial intelligence, and asked it what it thought about the parallels between the decline of the Roman Empire and the United States of America. And here is what it came up with. Now, I think it's fairly much on target. Maybe some stuff could have been added, some stuff either deleted or less emphasized, but pretty much, basic things that I've known about, other people have known about, and probably you have too. But see what you think, and then let me know what you think of the world mind, AI's depiction of the parallels between the Roman Empire and the United States. Here we go.
The Roman Empire, a name synonymous with power, innovation, and grandeur. For centuries, Rome stood as a beacon of civilization, yet even this mighty empire crumbled, leaving behind ruins. Today, the United States faces its own challenges, echoing Rome's decline. Across millennia, we find parallels between these two societies. The similarities in their paths to decline offer a sobering lesson. Can Rome's fate offer insights into America's challenges today? The decline of empires is rarely sudden. It is a gradual erosion of the fabric that holds society together. Rome, like America today, was not immune to decay. By examining Rome's fall, political instability, economic turmoil, social unrest, we might learn valuable lessons. Rome's fall is not just a historical anecdote. It reminds us that even the mightiest empires are not invincible. They are built on foundations that can crumble, linked to choices by leaders and citizens. By understanding past mistakes, we can chart a sustainable future. Rome's early republic was stable, but as it expanded, power centralized and corruption spread. Ambition weakened democratic institutions. Today, the US faces similar polarization. Partisanship hinders governance and erodes trust. Populism and misinformation deepen division. Caesar's assassination led to civil war and the empire. The US hasn't faced such upheaval, but political violence is rising. Stability relies on a shared purpose and common good. Corruption and lost faith crumble society's foundations. True in ancient Rome, true today. Rome's insatiable appetite for conquest brought with it immense wealth, but also sowed the seeds of its economic decline. The constant need for expansion fueled a reliance on slave labor, stifling innovation, and creating a vast underclass with little stake in the empire's future. Today, the United States faces its own economic anxieties. The gap between the rich and poor continues to widen, eroding the middle class and fueling social unrest. Globalization and automation, while offering potential benefits, have also led to job displacement and economic insecurity for many. Rampant government spending in Rome, coupled with the debasement of its currency to fund lavish public projects and military campaigns, ultimately led to runaway inflation and economic instability. Similarly, the US today grapples with soaring national debt and the potential consequences of unsustainable fiscal policies. Economic inequality, coupled with a sense of diminishing opportunity, can breed resentment, instability, and ultimately unrest. Addressing these disparities is not just a matter of economic policy, it is fundamental to maintaining social cohesion and ensuring the long-term health of a nation. The once renowned Roman work ethic, discipline, and civic pride gradually waned as the empire prospered. Moral decay set in, marked by excessive luxury, a decline in traditional family values, and a growing fascination with spectacle and entertainment. Fast forward to the present day, and we see echoes of these trends in the United States. The rise of consumerism, the influence of mass media, and the rapid pace of technological change have all contributed to a sense of cultural fragmentation and a decline in civic engagement. The influx of foreign populations, while enriching Roman culture, also led to tensions and a sense of cultural change that some found unsettling. Similarly, the United States today is grappling with issues of immigration and integration, as well as questions of national identity in an increasingly interconnected world. A society's values and beliefs form the bedrock of its identity. When these foundations are shaken by rapid social and cultural transformations, it can lead to a sense of disorientation, division, and a loss of shared purpose. Navigating these shifts while preserving the core tenets of a nation's identity is a challenge that transcends time. Section 5. Beyond the Walls: External Pressures. The vast Roman Empire faced constant pressure from external forces. Barbarian tribes, driven by a desire for land and resources, tested the empire's borders, weakening its military strength and eventually contributing to its collapse. The United States, while geographically isolated, is not immune to external pressures. Globalization has brought about increased competition for resources, markets, and influence. The rise of new global powers, coupled with the persistent threat of terrorism and climate change, presents complex challenges to America's global standing. The Roman army, once the pride of the empire, faced challenges of recruitment, training, and morale in the latter days of the empire. Similarly, the US military, while technologically advanced, faces its own set of challenges, including the strain of prolonged engagements and the changing nature of warfare. No nation exists in a vacuum. The ability to adapt to a changing geopolitical landscape, address external threats, and maintain a position of strength and influence is crucial for the long-term survival of any great power. Section 6. Bread and circuses: the spectacle of distraction. As Rome grappled with internal decay, its leaders often resorted to grand spectacles and public entertainment to appease the populace and divert attention from pressing social and economic problems. The Colosseum, with its gladiatorial contests and lavish games, became a symbol of this strategy of distraction. In the digital age, the United States faces its own versions of bread and circuses. The 24-hour news cycle, the constant barrage of social media, and the proliferation of entertainment options can serve to distract citizens from engaging in meaningful civic discourse and addressing critical issues. The pursuit of pleasure and instant gratification can erode the civic virtues of responsibility, critical thinking, and active participation in the political process. When citizens are constantly bombarded with distractions, it becomes easier to ignore the slow, insidious decline that may be occurring beneath the surface. A healthy society requires its citizens to be informed, engaged, and critical thinkers. When entertainment and spectacle supersede civic responsibility, it creates a fertile ground for apathy, complacency, and ultimately decline. Section 7. A failure of leadership. History often remembers the names of emperors like Nero and Caligula, whose excesses and misrule contributed to Rome's decline. However, the decline of empires is rarely attributable to a single individual or even a single generation. Leadership, or the lack thereof, undoubtedly played a role in Rome's downfall. Corruption, short-sightedness, and a failure to address the root causes of societal decay all contributed to the empire's weakening. Similarly, the United States today faces questions about leadership and the direction of the nation. Political polarization, gridlock, and a focus on short-term gains over long-term solutions have fueled a sense of disillusionment and a lack of faith in government. Effective leadership requires vision, courage, and a willingness to make difficult choices for the greater good. It demands a commitment to serving the interests of the people rather than personal ambition or partisan advantage. When leadership falters, it erodes trust, undermines institutions, and leaves a void that can be filled by instability and division. Section 8. Echoes of the Past. Learning from Rome's mistakes. The fall of the Roman Empire stands as a cautionary tale for all great powers. It reminds us that no nation, regardless of its might or influence, is immune to the forces of decline. By studying the factors that contributed to Rome's downfall, political instability, economic inequality, social and cultural change, external pressures, and a decline in leadership, we can gain valuable insights into the challenges facing the United States today. The lessons of Rome are not about predicting the future or suggesting that the United States is destined to follow the same path. Rather, they offer a framework for understanding the complexities of societal change, the importance of civic engagement, and the need for wise and courageous leadership. History rarely repeats itself in precisely the same way. However, it often rhymes. By understanding the patterns of the past, we can better equip ourselves to address the challenges of the present and build a more sustainable future. Section 9, The Future Unwritten, a Call to Action. The story of Rome is not a prophecy of inevitable doom. It is a story of choices made by leaders, by citizens, and by societies as a whole. The future of the United States, like that of any nation, remains unwritten. It will be shaped by the actions we take today. Addressing the challenges facing the United States requires a collective effort, a renewed commitment to civic engagement, a willingness to engage in thoughtful dialogue across political divides, and a demand for ethical and effective leadership. It requires investing in education, promoting economic opportunity, and strengthening the social fabric that binds us together as a nation. It demands recognizing our shared humanity and working collaboratively to address the pressing issues of our time. The fall of Rome was not a single event, but a long, slow process of decline. Similarly, the renewal of American society will not happen overnight. It requires a sustained commitment to the ideals that have long defined the nation's liberty, justice, and opportunity for all. The choices we make today will determine the course of our future.
And all of this leaves us with a big question, the big question. A question that I think a lot of you are already asking yourself, as are so many others. The big question, can Trump fix it? Or is everything already too far gone? Let me know what you think.